laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody. That's why I'm asking you.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Come one, come all. We are here to start another post-game show with your host, the AZ Sports Fan, here on YouTube. If this is your first time here, definitely do me a huge favor. Smack the like button on this video. Don't do it for the Cardinals, y'all. Do it for your boy, Mike. Let's see if we can run up that like button, y'all. Right now, we're going through the ringer, y'all. We're absolutely going through the ringer. The Arizona Cardinals right now are in panic mode, as they should be, because as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals cannot buy themselves a win to save their lives. The Arizona Cardinals cannot get out of their own way. The Arizona Cardinals are who we thought they were going to be. Now, as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals are sitting 3-6 in the division. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting 0-3. I'm sorry, 3-6 on the season. 3-6 on the season and 0-3 in the division. Boy, did I panic correctly this offseason, or did I not panic correctly this offseason? Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys for tuning in. We are going to have a very fun-filled show today. We most likely will be opening up the phone lines later on in the stream, maybe the last 10 minutes of the stream. But of course, I'm going to give you my spiel and what I found out that this Arizona Cardinal team is, because as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are a whirlwind of just an absolute dumpster fire of what we've seen so far in this Arizona Cardinal team, right? They tell us the things that we can do. They tell us the things that they can fix things, and nothing happens, ladies and gentlemen. It's like speaking to a brick wall. Why are we listening to Cliff? Why are we listening to Kyler? They're saying the same things over and over and over again, and nothing gets fixed. Nothing gets fixed. The offensive line is garbage. Yes, we had some unfortunate, injuries from Pugh. Rodney Hudson doesn't know if he's going to retire or not. We got some people in there that shouldn't have a job, and it's an uphill battle that we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you guys are new here, definitely go ahead and everybody that's in here, I appreciate you all, 116 people right now. We are live on Twitter, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on, obviously, YouTube is going to be where my main priority show is going to be. So if you haven't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and subscribe, smack the like button, and we're going to continue to follow this Arizona Cardinal team, because as of right now, y'all, dumpster fire city. Like, I don't even know how to start this show. Like, I really don't. I absolutely don't know how to start the show, because I'm so frustrated. I'm so upset on what we're seeing here, right? Another opportunity for the Arizona Cardinals to seize an opportunity. We just can't do it. Under Cliff Kingsbury, we have yet to win a big game. Under Cliff Kingsbury, we have yet to seize an opportunity and run with it. It happens every year. Nothing's different. Nothing's different from this year than it was from last year. It's the same darn thing over and over and over again. Let me get to my contribution here real quick from Jason Carell. He says, this team looks unprepared, unacceptable, and garbage. Absolutely. And here's the thing, my guy. We've been talking about him for forever now, right? We've been talking about this team and why we're panicking the way we were in the offseason, in the trade deadline. And we had a lot of fans, right? We had a lot of fans saying, Mike, don't worry, it's fine. We have the roster, Mike, don't worry, it's fine. It's going to be okay. Hey, Mike, don't worry. It's not okay. 3-6 is not okay, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals are finding themselves in a 3-6 situation right now. And we have nobody to give us answers. Nobody. We are in the middle of a sea on a raft with one paddle, 4 people on there, and nobody knows how to get us back into land. Nobody does. Because Cliff Kingsbury is saying the same darn things over and over again. Kyler Murray recognizes that there's an issue, but he's pointing fingers everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of getting to the point where Kyler Murray is going to get it too, because it's not just Cliff. It's not just Kime. It's not just Robbie Anderson from dropping the ball. It's Kyler too. Here's the situation, ladies and gentlemen, that we're living in right now. This team is a 3-6 team. This team is not a playoff team because coaching, because of leadership, and because of our offensive line is garbage. Our offensive line is bad. Yes, we can blame that on Kyler Murray constantly being under duress, but Kyler Murray dropped the ball when he had a really good play a couple plays back and another fumble. Why is he running with the ball like this? What the heck is happening? Everybody has a fair blame. Everybody needs to eat a piece of humble pie. Everybody does. Kyler, Cliff, the offensive line, everybody. The defense is really the only one that showed up. And we talked about it last week, right? When we were talking about the defense. Again, the defense came out and gave us 7 points. The defense came out and gave us 7 points. The Arizona Cardinals offense with DeAndre Hopkins was only able to put 14 points. Guys, we've said it plenty of times on this stream. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't going to be able to come out here and fix it all. It wasn't going to happen. Am I right now or am I wrong? Let me know, chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are you feeling in the chat? Am I right or am I wrong? DeAndre Hopkins is not going to be able to fix it. He was the light. He was the glimmer of hope. He was the spark that was supposed to ignite this team. Yes, he was. But my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, there's something bigger. There's something deeper that's happening within that locker room. And there's a lot of finger pointing. There's a lot of finger pointing going on right now. And I should have made that Isaiah Simmons video. I was so contemplating. I didn't want to put my narrative out there. I didn't want to sway your guys' opinion. But Isaiah Simmons' interview or press conference this last week was very telling, ladies and gentlemen, because we're still seeing the same things over and over again. And there's no answers at all. Let me get to these contributions here real quick. We have Jason saying, Kyler, Cliff, unexcused mistakes and penalties. Yes, that's not even to mention the penalties. The penalties are still killing us. Self-inflicted things that are still hurting the Arizona Cardinals. Always. Nothing's being fixed. Always. Marcus Golden got penalized. The offensive line gets penalized. And then can we talk about Billy Price throwing the ball over Kyler Murray's head, acting like he's a 6'2 quarterback, 6'4 quarterback? What is going on? What are we doing in practice? Patty cake? What's going on? Let me continue with the contributions here. He says, this time Murray and our offense was trash today. Big shout out to our defense. Our defense are the ones that wanted to win. Hashtag Firekeim, hashtag Firecliff. Yes, I agree. Our defense, I feel so bad for Buddha. I feel so bad for Buddha Baker, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so bad for JJ Watt. And everybody else, obviously, right? Everybody else. But Buddha and JJ, I feel like they've done their time. I feel like they've wanted to get a ring for so long, but they were drafted here in the Arizona Cardinals organization. I mean, I'm sorry to the entirety of the defense. Like, I truly am. And that's Zach Allen, Byron Murphy, Marco Wilson, we'll throw him in there too. Antonio Hamilton, Jalen Thompson, we'll throw everybody in there. I'm sorry, but who I really feel bad for is Buddha Baker and JJ Watt. This is not a Super Bowl winning team, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much deeper rooted issues going on within this team. Trust me when I say this. I can't wait for Hard Knocks. Let me get to MGO. He says, I would rather watch paint dry than an emotionless Cliff, coach, and Keim trying to rebuild a team. Hope those twos pack their bag and get out of AZ. I agree. I 100% agree. We've been talking about Fire Keim and Fire Cliff for longer than everybody else is now trying to talk about Fire Cliff, Fire Keim. Ladies and gentlemen, go through the history books. Go through the receipts of this channel. I made a video 2 years ago after the second year, and I said Cliff Kingsbury is the worst head coach in the NFC West. Am I right? This man has no ice in his veins. He can't win the big games. Why do we have him? Let's go over to Seth. Seth says, hey, Mike, I heard that we might get new leadership, but otherwise, hashtag fire Dingleberry. Also, I have a feeling that we will beat the Rams, and that's optimistic, my boy. That's very optimistic. In my mind, this Seahawks team was the best chance of us getting a win. This Seahawks team was a best chance for the Arizona Cardinals to get the win, in my mind, right? I mean, you never know. You never know how it's going to shake out, right? Any given Sunday. But this Seahawks team was supposed to be the win for the Arizona Cardinals because next we have the Rams, and we beat the Rams once in 4 years. Once. And then we got the 49ers, which are playing very, very good football, let me ask. Now, we can still squeak a win out from the 49ers, but at this very moment, where are we going? Where are we going? We have more losses than we have wins. We're a 3-6 team. We are who we thought we were coming into the season. We thought we were going to be bad when we didn't have any people picked up in free agency. And again, we're starting to see young players getting drafted like Trey McBride, not really doing anything for the Arizona Cardinals. It's the same thing over and over again. Nothing's changed. Let me get to A2B2 Lax. He says, Mike, can you promise to call Cliff Dingleberry from now on? Hashtag, that's funny. If I could remember, I definitely will. I appreciate the super chat. And I appreciate the contribution, my guy. I mean, what are we fighting for here now? We're a 3-6 team, ladies and gentlemen. If the next day we don't hear anything from Michael Bidwell, he obviously does not. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Doesn't care about this organization. Doesn't care about the wins. My ideal, let's get it right. And I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs if this happens. So hear me well here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs if we do this. But if we fire Cliff now and allow either Sean Whipple to take over as interim or Vance Joseph as interim to take over, what's the worst that can happen? We lose more? Okay. Okay. What's the harm in that? You got to get rid of Cliff. Cliff has lost this locker room, ladies and gentlemen. He has lost this locker room. And it's obvious. Cliff doesn't have an answer for anything. And I'm not going to sit here and say Cliff Kingsbury deserves all the blame, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to sit here and say that because Kyler Murray had a pretty bad game. Kyler Murray had a pretty bad game. 25 out of 35, 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. What? There was an interception that happened that ended up coming back because of a play that happened down the field. So Kyler Murray was lucky he didn't get that interception called back on him because that would have shifted momentum a lot sooner than we would have thought. The Arizona Cardinals lost today by 10 points, but 7 of those points was from our defense, and that was Zaven Collins. Tell me why we're constantly running screens. The first time Kyler Murray ran the ball, the next play was a screenplay over to Robbie Anderson, lost 4 yards. What are we doing? Is it like play, screen? Play, screen? Screen, play? Like, why? We know already. Fans have talked about it for days in nauseum. Screens don't work for the Cardinals. Jet sweeps don't work for the Cardinals. It doesn't. Jason says, guess who said this? They played great today. That's all he can say. He doesn't have anything else to say. What else can he say that would make these fans happy? People are pissed. There's blood in the water right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so close to try to coordinate a rally to make this happen. I'm so close to try to rally something together because I am so frustrated with this team. A team that has so much darn potential, and all it's missing is a leadership. All it's missing is a guy that has experience in the NFL, that's able to call plays. That's what we're missing. It's obvious. Why can't we get what we want? We're just not like, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, you guys are armchair, right? Armchair GMs, armchair that. It's in the writing, ladies and gentlemen. This is a team that we saw coming from a mile away. And of course, me having this channel, I need to have a sense of optimism, right? I can't be putting out negative content every single week because people don't want to watch that. So I got to go ahead and give my positivity to it. But realistically, the moment we didn't do anything in free agency, the moment we drafted Trey McBride, and it's not a knock to Trey McBride, ladies and gentlemen, it's a fact that we did not need Trey McBride. We didn't need him. Why draft him? And Steve Keim says things like, "Oh, I am so glad he's still available. I'm so glad he was still available." And fans eat it. Fans eat it up like he hasn't been the GM for 10 freaking years with no Super Bowl. Why are we eating their words? They're liars. They're absolute garbage liars. Let's continue with the super chats. I'm going to get to my guy Davis here. Appreciate the super chat. He says, rough weekend for football. In AZ, first ASU, and now the Cards on Pat Tillman's birthday of all days. Need to finish the season with the winning record. I mean, I definitely agree with you there, Davis, but I'm not sure if that's even possible. The players look defeated. The players look like they don't want to be here. The defense is eventually going to go to the offense and say, "Why are we trying when you guys aren't doing diddly?" I love the positivity. And if you really do believe that we're going to finish it strong, cool, awesome, great. I don't believe that there's the hell chance in this world that this Arizona Cardinal team is going to win 4 straight games and come back above 500 because we're sitting at 3-6. We need to win 4 straight times in order for us to get back over 500. And 3 times to get at 500 is what most NFC East teams have in that division. What's the point? The real goal here was the division. That was the real goal. But the Arizona Cardinals can't buy anything to save their lives. They're a bad team. Roster, they're a great team. Leadership, culture is bad. Let me get to Logan here real quick. Logan says, the contrast in coaching was on full display this game. Facts. 100%. There's a reason why Pete Carroll has won a Super Bowl. There's a reason. Pete Carroll deserves all the accolades, all the, your team's going to beat the Arizona Cardinals. He deserves it. The front office is bad, and we've been talking about it for years. This is not the first year. It's not like we woke up one day and we're like, "Oh, let's fix our problem. Steve Keim, fire him." No, we've been talking about getting rid of Steve Keim for years now. Let's get to my guy Alex. He says, I was right there with you, man. I knew this uneventful offseason would kill. Would kill is what this hard schedule. And whose fault is that? Steve DUI Keim, in a offensive guru genius that can't put up points. Boom. We leaned so heavy on what happened last year because we're an 11-win team. We thought, hey, we're going to get double-digit wins. That's what this Cardinal team thought. And when they got punched in the face, they got punched and got hit by adversity, they didn't know how to respond. Yes, Alex, you've always been ride or die here with this AZ Sports Fan YouTube channel, so I appreciate you for being here. Let's get over to Jason. He says, more opponent fans than Cardinals fans. Fans are leaving. Exactly. This isn't the first time. I went to the Chiefs game, I went to the Eagles game, and I went to the Saints game. Every single one of those, we had a huge amount of opposing team fans in that stadium. The one that wasn't that big was the Saints, but because the Saints aren't having that great of a season, right? They're not having that great of a season. But the amount of Eagles fans, the amount of Chiefs fans that I saw there was absolutely nauseating. But why? How do you blame them? They're a winning organization. Our fans, and I'm not saying you guys that ride with this channel. I'm not saying you guys. You guys are the real MVP. I'm talking about the fans that want to find positivity in everything, right? Going into week 7, going in week 8. Oh, we're moving the ball better. Oh, this is better. Well, we're doing this. DeAndre Hopkins is back. No, we knew the moment that DeAndre Hopkins came back, or at least I did, he wasn't going to fix it. DeAndre Hopkins was not going to fix everything. And if you were to believe that, I'm sorry. You got sold a bag of goods. And you got duped. because DeAndre Hopkins was not going to fix what we saw in this year. It's not just one game. It's not 2 games. We are going into week 10 now, and we can't figure it out. Why? Culture, offense, offensive guru. We can't figure it out. It's obvious why. Cliff needs to go. Let's get to my guy MCK. He says this is Cliff's versions of the system will work when executed properly. Yes, I agree with that. That's the big problem. That's the big problem with these coaches in these positions. They don't care that it's not working. They're so stubborn. They're so stuck on their system that they know it's going to work if the players do their job. That's the problem. That's the absolute problem. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to admit they're wrong or try something different. Even if they're not wrong, they don't want to try something different. Because why? Because why? They're the head coach. They know it all. Everybody is an armchair coach, armchair GM. That's what they think of us fans. We don't know anything. That's what they think of us. They don't care less. We're pissed. We're pissed off. I'm so close to starting a rally to get this culture, to get this Arizona Cardinals organization right. I'm so close, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get to AZ Fan 1998 says, get rid of the snakes in the grass. 100%. Fire Kime, fire Cliff. 100%. Get rid of the snakes in the grass. David Johnson said it right. Whether you like them or you don't. There's been plenty of Arizona Cardinal players that have left this organization that has said things like that. They're dirty people. They shouldn't be in the front office. Head so big, right up their bum. Let me get to my guy King Savage Kool-Aid with the $20 donation. Appreciate the $20 donation, my guy. Let me go ahead and give you a real quick thank you.
Got him!
Appreciate the super chat. He says, if Cliff and Kime aren't fired by tomorrow, I am done with the owner for being a clown. Also, I'm going to stop watching the Cardinals. By the way, to me, Cliff and Kime are the main focus was to get that money and give 0 MFs. Yeah, no, I agree. 100% agree. I 100% agree with you. I don't blame you for wanting to stop watching. I don't blame you. I'm not one of those guys who are like, oh no, keep spending your money, keep buying their merch, keep doing this. No, that's your money. That's your hard-earned money that you bought for your family, that you saved up for your hard work. Honestly, this crapshoot that we're seeing here, this Cardinals organization, they know people are pissed. They know this channel exists, and they know that something is coming because something needs to change. Something needs to change. I appreciate the contribution. Let's continue with these super chats. And like I said earlier, I am going to be opening up the phone lines a little later on in the stream, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, you guys with the super chats, you guys with the contributions are running the show because at this moment, there's nothing more I can say that you guys haven't heard before. There's nothing else I can say that you guys haven't heard before. It's the same things over and over and over again. Let's get to Sam here. Sam says, Mike, after the interception for a touchdown, we were posing. If I was the leader, I would have told everyone, you haven't won anything yet. Ooh, you're right. You're right. So what you're saying is that the moment that we got that interception with Zaven Collins, everybody else was chilling, right? That's what you're saying? Like everybody was complacent. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. Culturally, this Arizona Cardinal team ain't there, y'all. This Arizona Cardinal team ain't there. Culturally, not there. We want to see some difference. We want to see some different leadership there because what we have ain't working. Let's get to Me Wilson's super chat. He says, Cliff and Kime's got to go. Get them out. Time to drain the swamp. I hope you open up the phone lines, man. Yes, I am. Yes, definitely stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I know you guys have a lot to say. I know you guys are as pissed off as I am as well. So the phone lines will be opened up for sure. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get over to King Savage. Another one. Let's go. $10 donation from my guy, King Savage. Let's go. He says, what's crazy is I've seen other teams that don't have a lot of weapons on their offense and still be able to put points and move the ball. I wonder how many teams would have had how many teams would like to have our offensive players? Yeah. 100%. 100%. It's crazy. Our Arizona Cardinal team has weapons. Kyler, if used properly, can probably be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks that we've seen. Zach Ertz? Come on, one of the best tight ends ever. James Conner hasn't had a good season, right? He's been hurt in and out. He's a guy that we got to talk for later. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers out there, but he had 4 receptions, 36 yards, 1 touchdown. What? Robbie Anderson, honestly, at this very moment, I know I was excited. I know I was like, oh, I guess I wasn't excited about the Robbie Anderson trade. I was more like shocked, like, what the heck? Okay, I guess. But I mean, anything's better than AJ Green to me. Anything's better than AJ Green. So I thought in my mind, hey, maybe this might work for the Arizona Cardinals. We got the weapons. If it doesn't work, then we know what it is. It's our offensive guru. It's our head coach. That's the issue. Prime enemy number 1. Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury. It's written on the wall. Eventually, this offense or this defense is not going to continue to play like they're playing, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you that right now. We're seeing some very, very good plays from our defense. Eventually, they're going to stop. They're going to quit playing like that. Because why? If our offense can't put points on the board, why? Our offensive guru can't figure it out. Why? Kyler Murray, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks we've seen in an Arizona Cardinal uniform, can't get it right. Why? Culturally, we know why. Leadershiply, we know why. Something's not right in that locker room. And Hard Knocks is going to open it right up. And I'm excited. I'm here for it. Let's get to Seth Carpenter's super chat. He says, hi, Mike. This culture doesn't change by next week. If I was playing quarterback today, I would scramble for 100 plus yards and a touchdown. Also, I heard that Allen Robinson, did he really get taunted? Or did he get fined for taunting? All right. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me know. It's wild. It's wild what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Victor says, time to protest. Yeah, I agree. This is on everybody. I'm seeing some people in the comments saying, "What? Don't put this on." This is on everybody. Everybody's getting a slice of humble pie. If you're a Kyler, he doesn't do anything wrong person, then you're not going to be happy. Because honestly, I think Kyler Murray needs to get a piece of this pie. Humble pie. Eat it. This is on you too. This is on Kyler. This is on the offensive line. This is on Cliff. This is on everybody. They're a team. They win and lose together. The defense played out of their mind. Let's take a look at the time of possession. Should we? The Seattle Seahawks time of possession had 34.31, so 34 minutes and 31 seconds, and the Arizona Cardinals 25 minutes and 29 seconds. Now, there was a stat that was put up in the third quarter. The Arizona Cardinal offense only, I know it was like sub 10. Like their yardage that they put in the third quarter was absolutely nauseating to see. It was nauseating to see. The big issue with the Arizona Cardinals run game is when we're playing from behind, which happens a lot. We abandon the run game. James Conner, nowhere, ghosts. Kyler Murray had to do it with his legs. He had to do it himself. Kyler Murray was the one who had the most rushing stats. 60 yards today because our running back James Conner, 45. Benjamin, 12. Greg Dortch, 3. Keontae Ingram, 2. Rondale Moore had the best game by receiving. He had 8 receptions, 69 yards. Zach Ertz, 5 receptions, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 4 receptions, 36 yards, 1 touchdown. James Conner got 5 receptions, 19 yards. Eno Benjamin, 1 reception. Greg Dortch, 1. Robbie Anderson, the guy that we traded for, 1 reception, -4 yards. This is on everybody. This is on everybody. This is on Keim as well for putting that piece of whatever the heck we saw out there in that offensive line. That offensive line is bad. But we knew that coming into the season, didn't we? Didn't we talk about that in the offseason? Offensive line needs to be something that needs to be addressed. We talked about it. And no. We had some fans coming out of the woodwork and trying to give me some PFF stats. Look at this, Mike. Our offensive line did very good. Look at these numbers. Our offensive line is bad. Now, granted, yes, we are missing 2 pieces. We're missing Rodney Hudson and we're missing Justin Pugh. We are. And those are big pieces. But from what we have afterwards, not good. Not good at all. Let's get to Jason here. It says, pretty broy, poop, coach is clueless. What a shame. Well, it's not like something that we haven't heard before, right? It's not like we've been talking about this forever now. JK Gamer, facts. What's up with the high snaps? Billy Price was out there acting like he was snapping the ball to a 6'5" quarterback. That's not on Kyler. No. Kyler could only do so much. That went over his head. The first time he caught it. The second time, boom. Lost what? 15 plus yards? It's crazy. How are we not fixing these issues? Because this is not the first game Billy Price did this. This is not the first game Billy Price did this. And the injury excuses, get over the injury excuses, ladies and gentlemen. Every team goes through injuries. Every team goes through injuries. The biggest part and why the Arizona Cardinals falter is because we can't seem to find some sort of answer. And when we have those 1 or 2 injuries, we fall down the wayside. It's bad. It's bad. Let me get to King Savage. Appreciate you, King Savage. You're super chats for days, man. Thanks a lot. He says, I wonder if Fitz would have come out and called out our owner and GM and talked about how they operate and talked about the issue he's seen and heard. The problem is, I don't think Larry Fitzgerald will ever do that. I don't think Larry Fitzgerald will ever do that. It's just the person he is. Now, one person that's going to be able to have everybody open their eyes, right? If Larry Fitzgerald says some negative comment about the Cardinals organization, then people will truly believe. But we did have another great Cardinal in his time, Patrick Peterson, telling us how evil and manipulative and scrimey and scummy of an organization that we have. And what do we have? We have Cardinal fans basically bashing them. Saying things like, oh, you need to forget about it. You need to get rid of it. You're not on our team anymore, blah, blah, blah. He's been telling us this whole time. Steve Keim is a crook. Steve Keim is grimy. He's scummy. How he runs the business is bad for business. I'm with P2. I'm on P2's side. Because he's not the first one that said some things about the Cardinals organization. Honey Badger? Nope. Right? David Johnson. Josh Rosen even told us that he hadn't heard from Keim either. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. Our front office, especially Steve Keim, is a bunch of scummy people. Ain't running it right. Ain't running the organization correctly. Let's get to Jason. Jason with another. Appreciate you, man. He says, Kyler making rookie mistakes still after $230 million. Exactly. And for the people that are out there that don't like people talking bad about Kyler Murray, guys, you got to look at it. You have to. You got to take off the mask. Take off the wool out of your eyes. Kyler Murray is not playing like a $230 million quarterback. He's not. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. He is not playing like a $230 million quarterback. He's not. Kyler Murray has the potential. Kyler Murray can be great. I feel like he just needs to be reined in by a great coach, and we don't have that. We have a guy that lost in college, slapped a label on him and called him a guru, and everybody was goo goo gaga over him, although he only won 2.5 more games than Steve Wilkes did, but got an extension. What the frick? It's wild. Take the wool out of your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Take the wool out of your eyes. I know Kyler Murray is the best thing since sliced toast to some fans, and I'm right there with you. I like Kyler, but he's not playing like $230 million. He's not at all. Let me get to Julian's super chat. He says Bidwell might be running one of those most toxic and embarrassing pro sports team in Arizona. Says a lot considering the Suns had Robert Sarver as their owner. Yeah. He had to take this big scandal, right? He had to take PayPal from saying we're going to be taking our sponsorships away from you, and everybody else that's in ownership there, they're like, oh no, bro, you have to leave because we can't be losing PayPal. But you might be right there. You might be right. You might be right. As of right now, the signature for this Arizona Cardinal team, and it's still the signature in year 4, is throw that damn ball to DeAndre Hopkins. That's our signature. Tell me what it is. We don't have a signature here. Kyler Murray benefits highly from having a wide receiver like DeAndre Hopkins. Highly. Look at the stats. Look at the records. It's crazy. Kyler Murray has a not good record without DeAndre. With DeAndre, great record. Without, not good. Cliff Kingsbury writes the coattail of both of these two. But Kyler needs DeAndre. Hopkins badly. It's in the writing. Everybody needs a piece, y'all. Everybody needs it. Like Kyler Murray said, we're playing SHIT football. Are you getting paid $230 million to say that? Fans that already knew that since week 2, week 3, week 4? You guys know that? You guys getting paid $230 million? Can I get a piece of that? We know you're playing crap football. We've seen it. We know. It's SHIT football. Because Kyler Murray says it, now we all like, oh yeah. No, we've been saying this for weeks now. The proof's in the pudding. There's no leadership at all. Let's get to the super chat here real quick from Sam. He says, Kyler Murray signed a 5-year, $230 million, $230,500 contract extension with the Cardinals, including 29-point signing bonus, guaranteed, average salary $46.1 million. Yes, 100%. Is Kyler playing to his contract? I kind of want some answers in the comments. Is Kyler Murray playing to his contract? I'm going to give you my short answer. No, he's not. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Kyler Murray's going to get traded. No, Kyler's not going to get traded. So if anybody's saying trade Kyler, or get rid of Kyler, release him, Kyler's not going anywhere, everybody. What Kyler's getting paid compared to Steve Keim and compared to Cliff Kingsbury is multiples compared to what they're getting paid. And it's guaranteed. Do y'all remember that one thing in the press conference? I don't know if you guys remember, but I tweeted this. One of the most awkward interactions I've seen in that press conference when they announced that he got that extension. Somebody asked, is there a reason why there's no trade clause? Usually when you sign somebody into a contract extension that long, you put no trade clause in there, right? Kyler Murray just giggled it away. Steve Keim gets panned. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, we know now. Let's continue with the super chats. He says, K1, Keim, Cliff have all been figured out by teams. Facts. Bass with the super chat. What's up, Bass? Appreciate you. He says, we need to hire Gustavo Fring From Breaking Bad as our GM, he would get things done. Love that. Love it. Love it. Let's get to King Savage with another super chat. Appreciate it. He says, Keim should have been fired ever since he got arrested. But no, our owner said, I'm keeping you, buddy. You're safe with me. Facts. Michael Floyd got arrested, got a DUI. He got cut, got blackballed after he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Facts. These people are leading men. This is men here. They're not boys. They're not teenagers. These are men making millions and millions of dollars. You don't think they're talking to each other in the locker room? You don't think somebody felt some type of way when their friend Michael Floyd got cut and then the GM does the same thing and nothing happens to him? The culture is bad. It's obvious. It's favoritism. It's obvious. Nothing bad can happen to Steve Keim because he's buddy-buddy with Michael Bidwell. Am I wrong? Michael Bidwell needs to make an announcement. Michael Bidwell needs to come up to his guns and fire that man right there because he is doing nothing but destroying this Cardinals organization culturally, and just what he does in the offseason is just bad. Free agency, ugh. Draft, ugh. Trades, I'll give him that. So far, every one of his trades this year, bad. Every one of his trades this year, bad. Trayvon Mullen, we don't see him. Cody Ford, turnstile. Robbie Anderson dropped a very crucial ball today. And this is his game that he's played the most in. This is his third week of being an Arizona Cardinal, and this is when we try to utilize him. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. You see McCaffrey? McCaffrey got in there and started producing real darn quick. McCaffrey got in there and he became a focal point in that offense. Let's get to my guy Back to the Constitution. He says, there's a reason Seattle is always good and we are rarely decent. Winning culture. Didn't like the look on Shop's face. Don't be surprised if he asked for a trade. I mean, you might be right. That whole interaction, and I'll try to find it for the people that didn't watch it or didn't pay too much attention to it. There was a very specific question that was asked from the media to Steve Keim and Kyler Murray. Hey, we noticed there was no trade clause in the contract. Is that something specific? Kyler Murray looks, no comment. Steve Keim, on the other hand, no. I don't talk about anything that happens in the background in private. It's in the wall. It's written on the wall. We know what this Cardinals organization tried to do. This Arizona Cardinals organization tried to make their franchise quarterback look silly by announcing the fact that there was no trade clause or a 4-hour homework clause in his contract. That's what this Cardinals organization does. They make their players look silly. Sorry, let me rephrase it. This Arizona Cardinal organization tries to make these players look silly, is what I'm trying to say. The no trade clause, darn well. Sorry, I can't speak right now. The 4-hour homework clause, darn well that was an attack towards Kyler Murray because of the gaming thing. Darn well. Why was that put out? Because the Arizona Cardinals wanted to have the leverage. The Arizona Cardinals wanted to look smart. The Arizona Cardinals always tries to be that team that tries to outwit people, outsmart people. All the time. It's never changed for the new fans that have come here that's come with Kyler Murray and his success. This is what we've been experiencing for years. I've been watching the Arizona Cardinals for 10 plus years now. And I know there's fans here that's been 30 plus years. And I commend you for being as loyal as you are. This is what we're dealing with. Nothing's changed. We know because we've gone through it. We've experienced it. Let's get to my guy DJ. He says, I was there in section 116. It was good in the first half, and then the second went downhill. I agree. This game was still attainable going into the half, right? It was like 10-3. Oh, sorry, 10-7. The Arizona Cardinals finally scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Hallelujah. It was 10-7. Everything didn't seem so bad, but then just kind of dwindled down in the fourth. Just didn't really work out for the Arizona Cardinals. Let's get over here to Jason. He says, the body language says it all. they are practicing. I agree. What's up, Sam? He says Geno signed 1 year. Oh, thanks, bro. Oh, this is like salt on the wound, my dude. So Geno signed a $3.5 million contract with the Seahawks, including $500,000 signing bonus, $500,000 guaranteed. Who beat our $46 million contract, our quarterback? Oh, when you put the numbers out there, man, it stings. It stings a little different there. It stings just a little different there. But I appreciate you, Sam. Seth says Kyler Murray ain't getting traded. Also, we need to execute better and stop these screenplays. And Cliff Kingsbury be a better caliber disgruntled PPT. I don't know, y'all. I don't know where we go from here at all. I want to see if we can get to the point where we can open up the phone lines. Let's do that. Let's. I feel like you guys have been waiting patiently enough, and I really appreciate everybody that super chatted, everybody that sent some contributions in. Thank you so very much. If you guys don't know, I am doing this full time now, so everything helps out. This is kind of like my job now, so I'm definitely trying to make this a permanent thing. So if you guys can contribute, cool. If not, no worries. All you need to do is smack the like button. That helps out the algorithm grow as well. So smack the like button if you can, and if you have not yet already. Let's open up the phone lines. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So if this is your first time here, Twitter streamers, Facebook streamers, YouTube streamers, what I do is I get a link and I put it in the chat, but I put it inside the YouTube chat. So if you're watching on any other platform, come to the Arizona or to YouTube, search up the AZ Sports Fans, subscribe it up, and then go to that chat because that's where the link is going to be pinned. Now, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. Full disclosure, there's a lot of people in here right now. So FYI, all you need to do is click on the link and jump on through. Let me get to my guy Seahawk, or Michael here is Seahawk fan. He says, at least you got the Rams in the basement with you. That doesn't make me feel much better, but I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Let's get this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the chat here on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Facebook, anything else, come over to YouTube if you want to join. If not, no worries. Just continue to watch. Let's hear what our fellow Bird Gang members have to say. Now, let's do this here real quick. If you guys can do me a real quick favor, smack the like button if you guys haven't already, and put some popcorn emojis in the comments below, because let's be honest, everybody, when the phones get open, things get a little colorful here. Things get a little colorful here on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. So definitely go ahead and subscribe it up. Smack the like button if you guys haven't yet already. And the link has been pinned right there. Let me change my background and I'm going to start opening up the phone lines for everybody to come through. If it doesn't work, you just going to have to keep clicking it. Sorry to say. All right, let's get my first person up in here right now. Popcorn it up in the chat here below, because this is the best part of this channel. All right, let's get to AZ Fan 1998. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling?
How's it going, Mike? I mean, first of all, with all the people that are in this YouTube live footage, you have the power on social media to do hashtag fire Cliff, fire Kime. I mean, there's so many of you in here now. This is probably the most I've ever seen in a while. First of all, needs to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Cliff needs to go. Kime needs to go. It's the whole game. When you watched it, it was very, very evident that they need to go. Mm-hmm. And talking about the Kyler and D-Hop, them going back at each other back and forth. I remember the game when Kurt Warner yelled at Larry Fitzgerald. So, I mean, I kind of take that with a grain of salt because it's, not common or not uncommon. But the fact is that, Cliff has lost the locker room. I mean, it's like, why do you keep throwing screens? Why do you keep throwing stuff that doesn't work? These teams have figured it out. This air raid offense, and it's kind of funny because I'm bringing up what happened this morning. I don't know if you watched it on Fox. They were making fun of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And I mean, seeing, how Terry Bradshaw was saying, if Kyler runs the ball, he's going to commit suicide. Like, doesn't that tell you something? Like, it's just horrendous to watch every single Sunday. And the fact is that Michael Bidwell, I don't know what's going to make him see it. The money, I mean, you saw all those Seahawks fans. They were chanting. You could hear them on live television chanting Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. And that's not the first time, man. The Eagles, the same. The Chiefs, the same. And I'm assuming no, I don't think the Rams have a big one, but the Saints had a good amount of people there, but not to the point where like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's just like the culture needs to change. You have Adrian Wilson sitting there waiting. He's literally waiting for an opportunity. And I think that would be a great move. Way better than Keim. Keim should have been gone when he had that DUI.
I agree, brother. I agree.
That should have been top tier, number 1 to go list. But I want to give the shout outs to Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons. We thought Zaven Collins was going to be a bust.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing. I mean, he's playing like he has his hair caught on fire.
Yeah.
And this defense is playing out of their minds because they're trying to carry this team on their back.
100% agree, brother.
And it's like, I don't want to fall into that stereotype of, all these older players go to Arizona, retire. And JJ Watt is next on that list.
Yeah.
So one more time, because I want to have everybody else get on here, but everybody on this channel needs to do their part. 270, 280 people, go out there, start hashtagging stuff. Start saying hashtag fire Cliff, hashtag fire Keim.
Exactly.
On all their social media posts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they are going to see it.
They know it. They know. Oh, they know. YouTube, they turned off their comments. They know people are pissed off. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get some other people on. Appreciate you as always, man. Thanks a lot, dude. Let's get to these quick super chats real quick. I appreciate it. We got MGO says, who beat winning is a team stat. Stop it. I get Kyler didn't play well, but we just can't keep blaming him for not having no time in the pocket. That's fair. But I do think that Kyler still does deserve some sort of blame. Get rid of Cliff Sucksberry, and how can you let Keim go 10 plus years of failure? Facts. I agree, Matthew. Thank you so very much for being here. Matthew, again, if I see one more Rondell Moore screen, yes, I'm right there with you. Let's get to Chris Simmons here real quick. Chris, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Brother, talk to me. How you feeling, man?
Well, at least the NBA started and the Blazers are doing well. Yeah.
How about Cardinals? How you feeling about them?
Yeah. Like I wish I could just like teleport with the snap of a finger or something, because I would be at that rally in Arizona when it happens.
I agree, man. Anything else you wanna?
Not really. I had something I wanted to say, but you know how like someone talked about enough people putting just fire Cliff and stuff like that in the comments and stuff. People were doing that with the Jets when they had that guy with the weird eyes. I don't remember his name, Adam Gase. And like I would go into the Jets post and every comment was Adam Gase to be fired and stuff with the subtext, we deserve better. And it was like literally after that season Adam Gase was fired.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's true. It does work. It does. We just got to band together.
I just mentioned how the Blazers are doing well. Within the past couple of years, they've gotten rid of Terry Stotts and Neil Olshey and replaced both of them. How do we know that the Cardinals can't benefit from the same change with getting rid of Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim?
Yeah,
that's why I want to see that, and why I don't give too much crap to Kyler, even though he is not playing well, because I want to see him play with a real coach before I start demanding that he be traded or gotten rid of somehow.
100% agree, brother. 100% agree. All right, I have a lot of people that are going to come in. I appreciate you as always. Peace out. All right, let's keep it going here. Let's get Luis up here. Luis, you're live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Hey, Mike. What's going on?
What's up, brother?
I just want to give a shout out to our defense because they're the ones that want to win. They're the ones giving us 110%. Those dudes keep us in the game. Man, I just feel so freaking bad for them. They play their hearts out for us, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, hey, I will say this, though. Murray did not play up to par. Like, he did not play great. Our offense was trash. Our offensive lineman was trash. Those high snaps were ridiculous. Drop balls everywhere. I just don't, like, where do we start to click? Where do we start to turn this around? And I honestly don't think it's going to happen. So I think now is the time that everybody needs to get on this freaking wagon and say, yo, we need to get rid of management. We need to start this fire now because it ain't gonna happen. It won't not happen. It will not get going like it. Because when are we gonna realize that like you said, Hop is not our answers. D Hop is not our answer. I mean, he helps. He does make Kyler look good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You said that. But, like, it's all up to us now, us as the fans. Like, today I was so angry. Like, I was yelling. I wanted to punch a hole in my wall. Like, I was so frustrated, especially, like, those screen plays are just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think I said that last time. They see that a mile away. They need to stop with that crap.
Yeah.
We're predictable. We're predictable.
100%.
We need to start from scratch now than having to repeat this again next season.
I agree, brother.
Anyway,
I'm gonna
that's
let
all I
you
gotta
go.
say.
All right, appreciate you, man. Have a great day, man. Yeah, I agree. Yes, for the person, AZ98 fan, I agree. What we gotta do our part. We do. I mean, the days of sitting complacent should be over now, right? We should demand better at this very moment. Get to your nearest hashtag, wherever the heck you hashtagging things. We got to do it, y'all. It's got to happen. Let's get to Me Wilson. Me Wilson, you are live in the Easy Sports Fan. What's up, brother? Talk to me. How you feeling?
I just want to say to the Cliff fans, where is all of you saying, oh, Cliff got us 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins? As far as I can tell, we're not up to par yet. And I gave once they signed those extensions, Cliff and Kime, I said, I'll give you guys till week 1. And what happened?
Got blown out.
We got blown out by the Chiefs. And it's just frustrating because I know this team can do better.
Yeah.
And it's not all on Kyler. I know everyone wants to blame Kyler, but trust me, if he has Sean Payton or I don't know Eric Bieniemy as his head coach, I feel like he could be a smaller version of Patrick Mahomes. But just because somebody coached Patrick Mahomes, that's why he's coach.
Right.
And it's not working. It's not working anymore. I'm so frustrated. This is the most frustrated I've been as a Cardinal fan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, here's the funny thing, man. It's funny because a lot of Cardinal fans and the media and stuff like that, like when we got beat out by the Chiefs, everybody said, well, we saw this coming, right? Like this is supposed to happen because they're the Chiefs. But like, what a crappy mentality of having. Like, if we're not going to beat the Chiefs, then we're never going to be Super Bowl contenders, right? So like, we're year 4. Like, when is it supposed to be? Or we're going to be like, I don't get that mentality. I was pissed off in the Chiefs game. I really was.
Yep. And you know what? It's funny because if people say, and I agree too. I was like, yeah, you know what? We could have put up a better game against the Chiefs. Even if we lost, we could have put up a better game. But we had wins against the Rams. You know how long it's been since we beat the Rams in a clean sweep? We had them the first game.
Yeah.
We had the Eagles. We had the Vikings just last weekend. And we had the Seahawks, man. But we just cannot get out of our own way. And like I said in my super chat, Cliff and Kime, get them out. Get them out. It's time to drain the swamp.
It's time.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
I agree, brother. I agree. Appreciate you for being on here, man. Thanks a lot. So just FYI, I did make some new moderators in the chat. By the way, if you get a blue wrench, that means you're a moderator. Definitely clean up the chat for sure. There's a lot of people saying some godly things right now. I want to go ahead and just do this for these trolls that are coming up in here right now.
Shame.
Got to give him the shame bill. Get out of our chat here. But I mean, they got some room to talk, right? Got puff off their chest. All right, let's get Jordan P up here. Jordan P, you were live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, brother. How are you doing?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of want to start off just with the clip thing because it's just a whole bunch of everybody's just repeating the same stuff, but like it's no one understanding. At least understand what's happening, but you might not agree with it. But there has to be some understanding of what's going on. All right, so the first thing, the screenplays. Almost every play Cliff called that was down the field, Kyler was getting pressured or sacked. Every time we ran the ball, there was going nowhere. So what else is Cliff supposed to do? Is he supposed to go out there and block? He has to try to get some type of offense, do something. The run game doesn't work because the offensive line is a disaster. Every time Kyler dropped back, he got sacked or had to run out because he was about to get pressured. So you have to do something, right? So yeah, we may not agree with the screens, but it's understandable because you can't do anything else. Right? So to go on from there, we just watched that game and the offensive line was complete Swiss cheese, like you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole game, it was terrible. So I want to know what people expect Cliff to do. And when I say that, just hear me out. The Rams right now have the worst offense in the NFL right now. With Sean McVay, top 5 head coach. Everybody in here would say he's a Hall of Famer, he's a guru, but they have the worst offense with Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Matthew Stafford. Why is that? Are people going to say it's him? No one's saying it's him. They're saying it's the offensive line. But for us, it's Cliff. How about you look at that offensive line? How about we look at Steve Keim, who invested in wide receiver 4? That doesn't matter, though. I'm talking about right now. Why are the Rams the worst offense in the NFL right now? Mm-hmm. Why are they the worst?
Well, wait, I'm sorry. What was the question? But that's the reason why they don't blame Sean McVay,
though. Worst offense in the NFL right now with the guru McVay. How is that possible?
How is it possible? Well, I mean, they got a bad offensive line too. Matthew Stafford isn't playing like Matthew Stafford.
But Matthew Stafford just won a Super Bowl, so that clearly shows that he can win. They have the worst offense in the NFL with Sean McVay.
Correct. Right? Yeah, no, but I'm saying is that the reason why your original question was why they blame something else is because they got a ring. Yeah, last year. Like, that's why.
And I understand that. But if Sean McVay can't overcome a bad offensive line, how can Cliff, who's worse than McVay, overcome a bad offensive line? That's my point.
So are you saying keep Cliff because he can't overcome it?
I'm not saying keep Cliff. I'm saying we need to place blame appropriately. If Cliff goes, he goes. I'm not sitting here. I just want Keim gone, and then from there you go.
What are you defending? I'm confused. Sorry.
No, I'm saying that we need to place blame accordingly. Steve Keim needs to be the guy held accountable. He was drafting and signing wide receiver 4s and 3rd-string tight ends over offensive linemen. Trey McBride, what did we do with that pick? We needed an offensive lineman. We went on and got Robbie Anderson to replace a wide receiver when we have so many already. How about the offensive line? Right?
Yeah,
so he hasn't invested in offensive line in all these years. We have no offensive line, and we expect, Cliff has all these weapons. The weapons don't mean nothing. The Rams showed you that. They have the worst offense right now with Cooper Kupp, the best wide receiver in the NFL. So, sure, Cliff gone, whatever. It is what it is. But Steve Keim has to go. He cannot be, the offensive line. You can't do nothing with a bad offensive line. Like, we can blame Kyler all we want, but if you're getting pressure at every snap, what is he going to do? Right? So,
I agree with you. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that a lot of people, obviously, I think the first thing that people look at is obviously, the play calling. And I do see where you're coming from, definitely to an extent, for sure. Keim, for me, is checklist number 1. Get the heck out of here. Like, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want him here. I know we've been talking about him for a bit in terms of Keim. But Cliff, I think they need to go as a package, right? I mean, do you agree with that?
I mean, if Cliff goes. But Keim has to be number 1. Like, I agree. This, like you said, DUI, Michael Floyd gets cut, all this stuff. Then you hear all this bad stuff about Keim in the media. Like, players are not going to want to come here when you got a GM guy that is so irresponsible. You don't even tell Patrick Peterson, like, all right, bro, we're not going to sign you. Like, go find another team. I love what you did here. You just don't even talk to him and then want to text him after like a little kid, right? Like, you have that guy as your GM. Like, that's clearly something wrong there. And Michael Bivol if he doesn't fire him, we know why. It's because they're buddy with each other.
100%.
He should have fired him a long time ago. So.
Facts. No, I agree with you for sure. Let me clear, because a lot of people are roasting you, but I'm going to clarify what you were saying for sure. I got you, Jordan P. I got you, brother. So Jordan P. isn't saying don't fire Cliff. He's not saying don't fire Cliff. He's saying that the main number 1 blame should be Keim is what we should do. Cliff, if he goes, right? I think that's what he's saying. But Keim should be what we should be hashtagging primarily over Cliff, is what he's trying to say. Because so he doesn't really have any connection, or he doesn't really care less if he goes or not. That's what he's saying. So just FYI, I know nobody stopped it. I know people are trying to roast on the comments here, but let's go over here to let's go to AZ Sports Girl. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Why are Cliff and Keim still here? Like, why? Honestly, I wish I had the power to snap my fingers and teleport to Bidwell's office and be like, so why did you give Cliff and Keim an extension? And my question is, I didn't really see too much of the game, but why were Kyler and D-Hop yelling at each other?
Yeah, I think what it came down to is that they just weren't agreeing with some things. And I see where people were coming from. Were like, because I posted it on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, this thing's broke. The Cardinals are broken. People are like, oh, you obviously haven't played football and stuff like that. And I get that to a sense. We bicker back and forth, or when things happen, or maybe he was mad at the offensive line. Who knows? I don't know why they're exactly fighting, but this is not the first time this has happened, right? We've seen an argument with him and Cliff. We've seen an argument with him yelling at everybody. And I'm not saying Kyler shouldn't do that, but we should really start looking at ourselves in the mirror. You know what I mean? Because Kyler's not playing $230 million worth.
No, he really is not playing worth his contract. He really isn't. And what people have said earlier, shout out to the defensive line for actually caring about our team and actually wanting us to play well. And I'm sorry, it pains me to say this as a Cardinals fan, but we ain't going to the Super Bowl this year. We really aren't. And just Cliff, he needs to go. Like, if I wake up tomorrow and I don't see an article saying Cliff's gone, like, I don't want to wake up. I'm
Hopefully
sorry,
get a
but I don't
notification
want to
from
wake
me.
up.
Hopefully good. All right, AZ Sports Girl, I'm going to try to see if I can get a couple more people through here. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, let's keep it going here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to everybody. Just FYI, I apologize, but I'm going to try. Let me get to Matthew. He says, I've been a Cardinal fan for 15 years, and this is saddest I have been my whole life. No NFL scheme, no offensive line has been a problem since 2015. Just sad. I agree. Offensive line has been absolute turnstile-ish, and I don't like it. Let's get to Brandon. Brandon, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the Cardinals?
All right, brother. Well, I want to start off with, I live in the great state of Nebraska, too, so my fucking college team be sucking this year too. We got interim coach Mickey Joseph, that's Vance's brother. He's at least trying, and you can see that, from our defense that Vance is trying too. The main thing that just pisses me off from watching both my teams, the Cardinals and the Huskers, dude, I don't understand why it's like one guy goes down in some, way, shape, or form, and the whole team just turns to shit.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? Like, where is the coaching behind that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sick of seeing these, like, deer in the headlights looks from just all these players that had to come in and fill this role, especially in the NFL. Like, you're a fucking professional player. Excuse my French.
You're good.
You should come in there and actually know what the hell you're doing, right? And so, fuck the Seahawks. I'm drinking my Busch latte. Cheers to that, guys.
Brother, appreciate you, man. As well, have a great rest of your day, dude. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I love the mustache too, man. By the way, I did this because I lost the bet, but honestly, I don't mind it at all anymore. Actually, I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Let's get Cardinal fan up in here right now. Cardinal fan, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me. How are you feeling, man?
Well, I'm glad to see all the guys living up to their money. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's been. It feels like every week's the same story. We start slow. We don't do anything. Then the last 5 minutes when we need to get going, we're down by a double digit. We finally score. It's the same story every week. Our defense is keeping us in the game. Our offense doesn't do anything. Then our defense saves Kingsbury and keeps his job. That's how I look at it. If the Saints game, I always say killing Kingsbury, you better be kissing Vance Joseph's feet, because if they lost that game, he would have been gone there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's we got to make changes. We're 3-6. We're not doing anything this year. We're playing the Rams next week. We're playing the Chargers the next week. I don't see us winning any of those games.
Yeah.
We had what do we have, like 12 penalties today at home?
Let me confirm here. I think it was something along those lines. Let me find out right now. We had 12. Yep, 12 penalties, 77 yards. Yep.
And a lot of them like false starts or delays.
The same stuff.
Yeah, we're at home. We shouldn't have these penalties.
Yeah. Nothing changed. Yeah.
Nothing's going to change with Cliff Kingsbury at head coach.
Yeah.
I love it. When I was listening to halftime, I listened to Sean Payton talk about Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I loved it because someone's trying to keep him accountable. Kingsbury's not going to keep him accountable. I think Kyler can be a great quarterback, but he needs the coach to coach him up.
Yeah.
Keeping them accountable. Like, I don't mind Kyler today getting on to Hopkins, because you know what? I like seeing the energy out of him. I feel like for him it's a lose-lose. It's like you don't do anything. People are not a leader. But when you get fiery on your teammates, they say you're a bad leader. I mean, where's the even kill on that? Then we trade for Robbie Anderson. A lot of it's time too. What has Robbie Anderson done? I thought he's going to replace Hollywood Brown.
Nothing.
What does he play in 3 games? He's had one catch and a drop.
Probably, yeah. We had -4 yards today and had a drop today. He had a little bit of he had some playing time on the first game, but didn't do very much. Second game, he was ghosting because of AJ Green. I don't know.
We put all this money on the offense. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
We put zero money in the defense, really, and our defense is playing so much better.
Gotcha. Yep.
And you know what? And I look at it too. It's Vance Joseph just keeping his guys accountable. Put him as head coach for the rest of the season. Then at the end of the season, go find a coach like a Sean Payton or somebody to coach this team, and fire Steve Keim. And like the other guy said, let Adrian Wilson run the show. He's been waiting for this opportunity, and I think he's a guy that he knows football. I feel like he'll know how to find players. Steve Keim's been here for what, 10 years?
10 plus, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Been fired after Josh Rosen and Steve Wilkes, but he kept his job because he traded for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep. And Michael Bidwell took the blame too. He was like, "Oh, that hiring's on me." But everybody forgot to remember that Steve Keim was a late hire, and the only reason why we took Steve Wilkes is because like there was nobody else available, so they took him. And
I'm sorry, but like the DeAndre Hopkins trade, that was great, but I think that was more of a Bill O'Brien trying to be
oh yeah,
he's trying to be. That was a power move by him saying I'm in charge.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. All right, brother. I'm gonna let you go here. Let me get one last guy here. Thanks a lot, man. Have a great day. Let me get my guy Juju here. Juju, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Talk to me, brother. This is gonna be the last one, by the way, everybody. So FYI. All right, talk to me. How you doing?
Thank you. Finally, bro. Okay. So I have a lot to say. Firstly, right?
Mm-hmm.
People need to stop blaming the wrong people. Like, we're pointing our fingers at the wrong people. The people that we should be pointing our fingers at are the front office. They're the ones that sign these players. They're the ones that put these players on the roster. They're the ones that decided to give out these contracts. Instead of blaming the players for not performing up to, their standard due to the roster and due to injuries, we need to be looking at the front office. I can't fathom why people in the chat are trying to downplay Kyler and say he's not worth this, he's not worth that. We drafted this dude number 1 overall. He took this team from being the worst team in the league, damn near, to being a competitive team, 11-5 last year. That is with DeAndre Hopkins, his best receiver, and that's with having a competent offensive line, 2 of which we didn't have for half of this year. So a lot of the things that we're saying, are bad, it was due to not having DeAndre Hopkins. It's due to having all these injuries. It's all of these external factors that's playing into why we're not doing well this year. I do agree that we need to get our front office issue fixed. We obviously need to get Steve Keim out of the office. He's not making the right decisions. He's obviously, the DUI situation is bad as well. But to blame the players is a bad thing. And I do think Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins and a lot of these other players deserve the blame, as well as Cliff. But I think the initial blame, the top priority of the blame, should definitely go to the front office. And then obviously Cliff Kingsbury, because he's just been terrible this year. His number 1 job was to take Kyler Murray and make him into a MVP type of player, which we saw the development last year, and we're just not getting the same product. And I think it goes back to the roster issues and the injury issues in the front office. So I want to see what this team does with a competent front office and a competent general manager, and then we can, talk then. But
yeah,
let's hold off on all these things, bro. Let's hold off on the Kyler slander.
Is this your first time on the channel?
Yeah, this is my first time on the channel.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, the things that I saw in today's game was, I think we got outplayed. The Seahawks have the worst, if not, or one of the worst, but if not the worst defense in the league. And even a couple weeks ago, it seemed like we could not get our footing offensively. And, I think that's one of the worst things about this year is that Cliff, for some reason, his inconsistencies when making play calls and calling too many screenplays, or not knowing when to run the football, or not using Kyler's legs, or maybe using Kyler's legs at the wrong times. Like, we've just seen that Cliff has a tendency to just make the wrong decisions and make the wrong play calls. And I think that's coming to haunt us in games like this against the Seahawks, right? So I think it's a multitude of reasons as to why we're not doing good this year. And again, the main reason is Keim. Secondary reason is Cliff. And then third is obviously the players. But if we're going to look at this from a logical standpoint, we cannot just say, release Kyler, trade Kyler. Even what we were saying before, trade Zaven Collins, trade all these young players when they've been playing really good this year. Like, people calling Zaven Collins a bust last year when he barely played and didn't get as much time as he did this year, that much opportunity. It's just crazy. That just shows that our fan base, we jump on the bandwagon too fast. We're quick to jump on somebody and be like, okay, fire this dude, release this guy, trade this guy. We can't be like that as fans.
It's
we have
every
to be patient with young
though.
players.
Like, it's not just our fan base; it's every fan base. Visit everybody, right? Everybody on social media. Everybody's talking. If you're not winning,
I agree, but with this fan base, it's even worse. We just signed Kyler to a $240 million deal and said, we believe in you. We believe in you to take us to the next level. All of a sudden, a couple of games without his best receiver, a couple of games with the worst offensive line in the league. We're talking about releasing Kyler in the chat right now. You're saying this is what other teams do? No, other fan bases don't do that.
You know why? Because the Cardinals organization put that stupid addendum in there. That's why they put people that against Kyler Murray. That's exactly why. It's the Cardinals poisonous of this front office and what they're doing. I agree with you. And I know you're just your first time here. We've all been talking about, and I know this chat's probably saying something different. We've been talking about Steve Keim forever now on this channel. Get rid of the poison. Cut him out. I'm right there with you. I do think it's Keim, Cliff, and obviously players that need to get blamed. Everybody gets a piece of humble pie in this one for sure. I'm going to let you go, Juju. I appreciate you. I think this is a great call. If you can come back on another one, I would love to have you again, brother.
For sure. Thanks.
Peace. All right, let's get these super chats out of the way. Appreciate everybody for coming through. I love the passion, and I definitely see where you're coming from, right? I'm guy Juju as well as Jordan P saying the same thing, right? What we got to be focusing on, Steve Keim. Get rid of that cancer. Get rid of it. And I'm right there with you too. Get rid of the guy. Why is he here? He shouldn't be here. Right there with you. Facts. Me Wilson says, man, I just want to skip ahead to us winning a Super Bowl. Tears also. Yeah, no, I agree, man. The Rams is going to be tough, man. Rams are going to be absolutely tough. Let's keep this going. We got Jay with the super chat. He says, I said last week we will win a few with DeAndre Hopkins, Sean, hopefully, or let Vance cook. Wilson, we need you for 10 years. Well, that's the thing. If Vance Joseph takes over, Vance Joseph is not the permanent. He's not. And I think that's what some people kind of get confused and get twisted a little bit. He's not going to be forever. Vance Joseph, at least in my eyes, unless he completely turns this season around, which I doubt is going to happen. He's not going to be the forever. It's more of an intern more than anything. So somebody to kind of band-aid us to get through the season. Let's get to Seth in the last super chat of the night. He says, well, it's time to get Eric Bieniemy and Sean Payton. These two are great. Also, Michael Bidwell needs to eat Tingle. Yes, I 100% agree. Definitely eat up those contracts for sure. I appreciate everybody's for coming through. Everybody that's a new subscriber here, thank you so very much for taking the time and spending time here on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. This is what this channel is about, right? I want to give you guys a voice. I want to make sure that we're all speaking one specific tune, one specific message, because like my guy said earlier in the stream, what we should be doing is, yes, absolutely, hashtag fire Keim, hashtag fire whoever the hell you want. Things need to be changed. And it does start with Steve Keim. I'm right there with you, Jordan P. and Juju. I'm right there with you guys. Hashtag fire Keim should be the number one thing trending right now, because the moment that he had the opportunity to fix our O-line, he squabbled it. Any chance that he gets to do something correct, he squabbles it. The best way and why he keeps his job is because he does those 1 big 2 trades, right? DeAndre Hopkins, JJ Watt, brings those players in, and people, the fans that don't follow it day to day, they don't see like that's what they see. Oh, he does this, he does this. 10 years, no Super Bowl ring, 10 years. It's enough. Cut it. We're done. I don't want to see any more of this crap that we've been seeing here time and time again. Get rid of the cancer in the front office. I agree. Let's get to the super chat. Dorothy says, can we just accept the front office is the problem? It's the reason why we call the NFL graveyard for players who are washed up. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for JJ Watt, right? I appreciate the $10 donation. Thanks so much, Darth. I appreciate that. I agree. Keim should be gone. Facts. Keim should be gone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that at all. 110%. I will be ending the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy what you heard today, I know there's a lot of people going back and forth in the chat. And that's one thing that I absolutely love. I love everybody's different opinions. I love everybody coming on here and, kind of giving, the back and forth. This is what this is about, right? We all have opinions. We all want to be heard. We're all pissed off. We want to punch our hand through a freaking wall, put our head through a wall, break our TV. I'm right there with you. I feel it too, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody, we are going to be stopping the stream right here. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great night. Try to get some sleep. I know it's going to be pretty hard. Try to get some sleep, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.